Welcome to Four-Dimensional Health. I'm Dr. Yang. Here we believe health is our greatest wealth, and we are here to help you take care of it. Last week, we began a heartfelt conversation about autism, what causes it, how families are affected, and where the science is pointing. And this week, we're going even deeper, but not in a more complicated way, in a more human way, because behind the science are real families, real children, and real hope. Today, we're going to ask a bold question. Is autism really just genetic? And if not, what else is going on? You have probably heard someone say, oh, autism is in genes. It just runs in families. It sounds simple, even comforting, as if there's nothing we could have done, nothing to feel uncertain about. But let me ask you something. If autism is only genetic, why have the rates skyrocketed in just the past 20 years? When I started practicing, autism was considered rare, maybe 1 in 1,000 or 10,000. Now it's 1 in 36 children, according to CDC. Our genes haven't changed that fast, but something around us or inside us has. Here is the truth. Autism is not just genetic. It is a complex interplay between genetics, environment, and epigenetics, the layer that turns genes on and off. Let me share a story of a family I recently worked with. They came to see me, parents, their 5-year-old son, and the grandparents. The child has been diagnosed with autism at age 3. He barely spoke, struggled with eye contact, and had intense meltdown or temper tantrum. The parents were told this is genetic. There's not much else you can do. But when I took a deeper look, the story changed. We ran a number of functional tests and found high level of oxidative stress. The CRP was very high. The imbalance in methylation, they have a genetic mutation with MTHFR. Not only that, their homocysteine level were high, and their whole blood histamine level were high. Their glutathione level is low, which is the body's master antioxidant. More than that, we look into their gut. There's lots of issues with digestions, inflammations, and dysbiosis, and so on and so forth. And more than that, we discovered overload of copper, which contributes to a lot of restless, temper tantrum, irritability, insomnia, and hyperactivities. And more than that, many of them suffer from pyrrole disorder where they're losing B6 and zinc from their urine. Imagine how hard it is for an autistic child to suffer from all of the biochemical imbalances we have listed above. Yes, they may not be the cause of autism, but they definitely contribute to the genetic expression of autistic genes and important genes that contributes to autism. So that's not just the gene issues, and this is a gene plus environmental issues. With the detoxification, gut health treatments, advanced nutrient therapy, and the gentle neuromodulation therapy like neurobiofeedback, his language began to improve in just a few months. He started having more interaction with people, have an almost normal eye contact, and his grandparents cried in my office. Let's talk about this word, epigenetics. Sounds technical, but it's really simple. Think of your DNA like a house full of light switches. Each switch controls a different gene. Your genes are the wiring, but epigenetics decide which lights are on and which are off. What controls those switches? Food, stress, toxins, infections, hormones, sleep, love, trauma, of course, vaccines, which is controversial, but which is an important topic to discuss. and we'll dive into that in our later episode. So please do subscribe our channels, press the bell so you do not miss our future episodes. So, you may carry the blueprint for autism-related traits, but whether those genes are activated, that's influenced by your environment and your biology. Now let's ground this in science simply. A study published in Nature Neuroscience looked at the brain tissues from children with autism. They found that gene expression, not just the gene sequences, were different. The difference? Epigenetic markers. Other studies have shown that children with autism often have impaired methylation, especially those with MTHFR mutations, affecting detoxification, brain signaling, and immunity. And Dr. William Walsh, whom I have had the pleasure of working with and interviewing, had studied thousands of children with ASD. He found that epigenetic imbalances like undermethylation or overmethylation can dramatically influence symptoms and treatment response. So, what does it mean for you if you are parents or grandparents or caregiver? It means there is something you can do. There are real tools to support your child's biology, and genes may lose gone, but environment pulls the trigger, or doesn't. And most importantly, you're not powerless. You can support your child's development, or just through therapies, but through nutrition, detoxification, sleep, emotional connection, neuromodulation, and community. In our future episode, we will be speaking again with Dr. William Walsh, one of the leading pioneers in epigenetics and mental health. This time, we'll focus entirely on autism, when he has seen over 6,500 cases and what families need to know today. And we're also reaching out to other brilliant voices in this field, including Dr. Jill James, researcher in methylation and oxidative stress in autism, Dr. Richard Fry, pediatric neurologist focusing on metabolism and mitochondrial function of ASD, Dr. Ben Lynch, known for work on dirty genes and MTHFR pathways, and Dr. Aliso Fasano, expert on the gut-brain connection and the role of intestinal permeability in ASD. And if there's someone you want us to interview or you had a good experience with, clinicians, researchers, scientists, please send us a message. We are building this journey with you. To all the families listening, you are seeing you are not alone. Autism is not your fault, and there's so much that can be done. If this episode gave you hope or clarity, please share it with a friend. This is four-dimensional health. Health is our greatest wealth. Let's take care of it together. I'm Dr. Jing Duan Yang. See you next time.